Look at this. What do y'all think about that? How many people knew about this? Ukrainians move to North Dakota for oil field jobs to help families facing war back home. Shout out to KO Kid Fit. KO Kid Fit said, Mama KO Kid Fit said that the Ukrainian migrants been living good where she's at. I believe it. Shout out to Black Free Thinker. Black Free Thinker heard about this. Moving to North Dakota for oil field jobs. Value chain at work right here. Skin color value chain. As one, and when we talk about Jamie Foxx, we're going to talk about the value chains there. KO Kid Fit said they have businesses already and everything. I bet you they do. Shout out to Mimi McCoy. What's good with it, Mimi? I bet you they do. Now, here's my question, right? None of these immigrants, right, regardless if they're these people that are in New York City or if they're the people who are, you know, in all these other places, right? None of them can vote yet. Because we all know they're working on making it so that they can vote. But my question is, who set this up for them? Who has the interest in making sure that these people have all of this stuff? I'm not mad at that, KO Kid Fit. If you guys agree with KO Kid Fit, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. My man KO Kid Fit said we just need to go Alabama riverfront all over the United States. Facts. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Big facts. Biggest facts. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what they're talking about right here. Make some bunch of remembers hearing rockets explode in Zaporizhzhia as the war in Ukraine began. It was terrible, he said. He and his wife sent their daughter west to live for safety and joined her later with their pets. God forbid. Can't forget them pets. Now, about 18 months after the war broke out, Bunchukov is in North Dakota, like thousands of Ukrainians who came over a century ago. How many people knew about these large populations of Ukrainians that came to North Dakota a century ago? So now, if all these Ukrainians are in North Dakota, right, from a century ago, then that means that they probably already have set up businesses, like KO Kid Fit was saying. They already got value chains existing, so they can come right in and fit right into a job. They can come in and work right with some people already there looking to hook them up. Would you guys agree? So they've been just kind of laid back. They've been chilling back, not saying too much. We're going to sit back. We're going to chill real quick. And while we chilled back, we're going to build up these businesses. So now when more Ukrainians come over, we got you. Y'all ain't got to even deal with no Americans. Just come through, come right over here. We got you. We'll hook you up with work. Now, these people check off the boxes, right? They check off the boxes because these are some white immigrants. So they get to be white people and minorities. Well, AOC, wow. He is one of 16 new arrivals who are part of a trade group's pilot efforts through Uniting for Ukraine, humanitarian program to recruit refugees and migrants during a workforce shortage. 12 more Ukrainians are scheduled to arrive by August 15th. Look at this. Look at this. He is one of 16 new arrivals who are part of a trade group's pilot effort through the Uniting for Ukraine humanitarian program to recruit refugees and migrants during a workforce shortage. Now, they already got refugees and migrants all over the United States, but they're specifically getting these ones from Ukraine for this. 12 more Ukrainians are scheduled to arrive by August 15th as part of the North Dakota Petroleum Council's Back-in Global Program. All over the place with a bunch of migrants that are looking for places to work. We just read about it, right? But now they're specifically getting Ukrainian migrants for this. Shout out to Lucy. What's good with it, Lucy? They're specifically getting Ukrainian migrants for this. Carl just said the Ukrainian corner store is about to be lit. You know what I'm saying? The Ukrainian stores about to have all the off-brand vodka. You know what I'm saying? They about to have all that headache shit. New Amsterdam, Orloff, and Tito's. They about to have all the bottom shelf vodka. You know what I'm saying? Now, here's my question. You're not hearing about this on the mainstream media. Who is this organization? Shout out to JB Easy. What's good with it, bro? Who is this organization that's recruiting these Ukrainian migrants to work in the oil fields? And my question is, why isn't this agency recruiting migrants in the cities that have the greatest concentration of migrants? Why is that not happening? I think that at least somebody should ask that question, right? Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to everybody that's watching. We got 69 live viewers and we got 69 likes. If everybody could take a moment, smash that like button, hit the bell, share the stream to your social media, that'd be great. Also, make sure you follow my backup channels. Why are Ukrainian migrants being picked for this specific thing here? That's my question for you guys. Some workers want to bring their families to North Dakota while others hope to return to Ukraine. I will try to invite my wife, invite my daughter, invite my cat, and invite my dog. Bunchakov told the Associated Press a week after his arrival. Now check this out. The Back-in program has humanitarian and workforce missions, said project manager Brent Sanford, a former lieutenant governor who watched the Back-in oil rush unfold during his time as mayor of Boomtown, Watford City from 2010 through 2016. Okay. Now, I want to know why Ukrainians specifically are being recruited for this. I want to know what you guys' thoughts are on that. Shout out to MC Fact. What's good with it, bro? That's what I want to know, guys. I want you guys to tell me your thoughts on why it is that you feel Ukrainian immigrants are being chosen for this program. Well, I'll tell you one of the first reasons why is because, for one, I guarantee you that it's a white person that owns this value chain. All right, so there's that, right? Initial reason. Now, aside from that, what else? Value chains always help ethnicity first, family second, friends third. So that's my question. So now here it says the oil boom initially was met by an organic workforce of Western North Dakotans with experience in oil field jobs elsewhere. But as the economy reeled from the Great Depression, thousands of people flocked to the back in oil fields from other states, even other countries to fill high wage jobs, Sanford said. So these jobs are going to be paying pretty good. Shout out to B1 First. What's good with it, bro? And shout out to Tabith. What's good with it? These jobs are going to be paying pretty good. Technological advances for combining horizontal drilling and fracking, injecting high pressure mixtures of water, sand, and chemicals into rocks made capturing the oil locked deep underground possible. People came by planes, trains, and automobiles every way possible from everywhere for the opportunity to work, Council President Ron Ness said. They were upside down on their mortgage, their life or whatever, and they could reset in North Dakota. But the 2015 downturn, C-19 pandemic, and other recent shocks probably led workers back to their home states, especially if moving meant returning to warmer and bigger cities, Sanford said. Workforce issues have become very acute in the last 10 months. Ness estimated that, look at this, there are roughly 2,500 jobs available in an oil field producing about 1.1 million barrels a day. Employers don't advertise for every individual job opening, but post once or twice for many open positions, he said. Now, here's my question. Why do you think that is? Why do you guys think that is? An immigration law firm told Ness that uniting for Ukraine would fit well for North Dakota, given its Ukrainian heritage, similar climate, and agrarian people, he said. Now, these are dog whistles. Has any provisions ever been made for us with stuff like that? Shout out to MC Fact. I warned people about Ice Cube, man. I warned people about Ice Cube. Our not so good brother Cube. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if anybody saw my community post, but I posted in the community post. It seems like his tour is the ignore. It seems like it's the benign neglect tour, doesn't it? The benign neglect tour. I'll tell you what, next time somebody accuses Ice Cube of something, I'm gonna benign neglect his issues and talk about something else. AV Promotion said we put AV Promotion said we putting you on probation. Yeah. Ice Cube getting put on probation. You know what I'm saying? Then he gonna sit up there and say that race doesn't matter. He lucky that I touched on this recently because I was actually going to flame Ice Cube up a couple weeks back. Y'all could ask TD Hip Hop Media, but I didn't want to do it right quite then because I wanted to see some things before anything went on. This was before the Tucker Carlson interview. All right. So everybody that's doing this response shit to the Tucker Carlson interview, that's what they doing. I had been said I was going to go in on this clown. I had the thumbnail made and everything from when he went on the Bill Maher show. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I'm gonna just hold on real quick because I want to give him adequate amount of time to finish his tour. Let's just see if he got some surprises in store. And shout out to MC Fact. MC Fact says, well, I was suspicious of Cube when he mentioned red natives getting reparation in his contract with Black America. There you go. And see, so when Ice Cube was sitting there talking about Robb about to drop his version of No Vaseline on Ice Cube, man, we gonna melt Ice Cube. We gonna make him crushed ice. Pour some Ciroc over it. Let me tell you, man, listen, I don't even want to. Let me stop. I'm gonna just stop. All I gotta say is this is just more proof. This is just more proof. When he's sitting there talking about, oh, you know, I got blackballed. Oh, you know, I can't get this and I can't get that. He's talking about who he's trying to get it from. Okay, you can't do any business with the dominant society anymore because they ain't trying to mess with you. Okay, you know what I'm saying? You got other outlets that you could do business with, but you choose not to do business with those outlets. That's on you, bruh. That's on you. I'm gonna go talk to Jake Paul. Did y'all know he did this interview? I forget on the Full Circle podcast or something like that. Then he went on Jake and Logan Paul's show. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. See, MC Fact know what I'm talking about. Maybe it's time for you to put that Cube analysis video in the near future. Facts. I'm not surprised, man. Listen, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised with Ice Cube. And honestly, right? Shout out to Black Bitcoin Key. Black Bitcoin Key said, like Jason Black said, you want to know what black people really think, put them in front of a white person. Yeah, I agree that is a litmus test. You know what I'm saying? I guess, depending on the type of person. But me personally, I don't believe that white people have a magical ability to just draw shit out of black people. But what I do believe is that if you listen to what somebody says, they'll tell you everything that they're saying. And what it is that Ice Cube has been saying the whole time is that we are a side project. And again, like I said, I'm not the person that's sitting up here saying that everybody got to be a fist pumper. I'm not the person that's sitting up here saying you got to be pro bliggity black. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got to be Umar Johnson. What Kevin Samuel say? Prince of Pan-Africanism. Big Pop in the house. Nah, I'm not saying that you got to do that. You know what I'm saying? People want to sit around and talk about pyramid babble all day. That they can do that. But I'm not saying that you got to do that. But what I'm saying is that if you're somebody like Ice Cube and you come with that kind of energy, then follow it all the way through. When Ice Cube didn't follow any of that stuff all the way through, I knew automatically that he was full of nonsense. He was full of crap. And he was upset that he's been blackballed and not able to get his 3-on-3 basketball league into a mainstream media. So all of the large podcasts that he's been going on, I'm sure he had talks with them promoting him or allowing the games to be played in segments on their airtime. Nobody's stupid. Ice Cube was one of the first people that walked away from Ruthless Records. Ice Cube been a businessman. know what I'm saying? And my thing is that one of the reasons why Ice Cube was allowed to do the nonsense that he does for so long is because Ice Cube, like I said, Ice Cube is one of the darlings. You know, we had this darlingism shit where certain people get a pass. It's off code to criticize certain people. Don't say nothing about Ice Cube. Good brother Ice Cube with the contract. I don't give a fuck about that contract for Black America. Because you didn't do shit with it. That contract for Black America is the same thing as flashing a gun and not bucking it. Coming from NWA, somebody from NWA should know the dangers of flashing the gun and not bucking it. Because that's what you sat there and rapped about the entire time. Then decided to make a movie about weed culture, smoking your stupid ass brains out. Because that's the move. Right? But he's a darling. He's revered. Everybody loves him. So if you say anything negative about him, you run the risk of getting canceled. And not by the people that usually cancel people. People got to stop with that mess. Yeah, we're not to criticize Ice Cube, Jay-Z, and Obama. Facts. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I will criticize whoever I feel needs to be criticized at the moment. And Ice Cube, to me, for a long time, was blowing smoke. Now, it'll be people that go jump off of a window, they go jump in front of a train to try to save Ice Cube before they jump off a train and try to save themselves. Don't talk about him like that. Now I'm talking about him. You ain't gonna do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? And all these people, how many videos did TD Hip Hop Media do about Ice Cube? Defending him every time somebody tried to call him anti-Semitic. When all of those news agencies tried to say that he was a right-wing operative. Shout out to my man Terrence. What's good with it, bro? How many videos did Phil Scott do defending him? None of those podcasts that Ice Cube went on defended him. What about retweeting? You know what I'm saying? I mean, damn, at the least, when LA Times was making videos about you, Ice Cube, the least you could have done was retweeted the video TD Hip Hop Media made about you. That's the least you could have done. That's common courtesy. You couldn't even be bothered to do that. What about the video Phil Scott made about you? Couldn't be bothered to do that. Our brother Ice Cube, our brother Ice Cube, our brother Ice Cube. Yeah. Yeah, our brother like Cain and Abel. So now here it says the program sponsors, including company owners, managers, and employees, agreed to help Ukrainians find work, healthcare, schools for their children, and safe and affordable housing. So these Ukrainian migrants have a program that's attached to this oil field that's willing to help work with them and financially integrate them into society in North Dakota. See, if you ask me, people need to learn how to vet better and stop emotionally attaching to people. Everybody always say we're advancing. We're not falling for symbolism. Man, people fell for the contract for Black America. That was symbolism. Where's the contract for Black America now? I don't know if anybody ever heard of the circular file, but I guarantee you it's at the bottom of the circular file. He had all those people work on it too. Dr. Claude Anderson. And now Ice Cube wants to be known. He wants to be known as the good Negro that told Black people to stop voting for Democrats. He ain't the first, and he won't be the last. The same way how he went out bad, he won't be the first one to do that, and won't be the last one to do that neither. And that's why people should start paying attention. He could have, Kelly, but he made a choice. He made a choice. I knew that he wasn't going to meet with us. Anybody. But a lot of people didn't. A lot of people had faith. Shout out to Ice Cube. He gave everybody a lethal injection of bullshit. So now here it says about 160 Ukrainians have arrived in North Dakota, the majority in Bismarck, as part of Uniting for Ukraine, according to State Refugee Coordinator Holly Triska-Daly. Now, here's my question. Who is in charge of this Uniting for Ukraine program? Yeah. Facts. Shout out to Torian. What's good with it, bro? A lot of people defended when he got railroaded by those hens a couple years ago. Facts. We all did. We all did. Ice Cube would be the first one to get in front of somebody talk about pay it forward, and he don't know how to pay it forward. You mean to tell me, bro, you don't know who people are on YouTube, man? Going somewhere with that mess. A lot of people watch these channels. Torian got 60-some thousand subscribers. TD got, 70-some thousand subscribers. Jason Black got, with his 2 channels combined, like over 200,000. Well, with his 3 channels combined, over 300,000 subscribers. Tariq got 220,000 subscribers. Don't sit up there and tell me that people don't know who these people are. We ain't talking about my little ass channel. AB, shout out to AB Promotions. AB Promotions said, I thought he would talk to the new black media. Man, I knew he wouldn't. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. Now, everybody said, right, that it's the magical white powers to draw truth out of a black person simply by having white skin. You put a black person in front of a white person, and all of a sudden, I guess because of white supremacy, somehow you just start singing like a bird, right? Now, when Ice Cube first made the tweet, in that video he said he's going on a tour, an anti-establishment tour, because he feels that he's been blackballed, right? An anti-establishment tour. He didn't say, I'm going to reach out to some black content creators. I'm going to reach out to some black media. He didn't say none of that. And then what else he said was that he feels that his basketball league could be competitive with the NBA, or it could be integrated with the NBA, and he just doesn't know why the NBA won't work with him. You guys remember that? He said all of this not in front of white people. He said this in front of his stupid ass camera. You guys remember when he said that? I'm being blackballed. It's certain people in the industry that don't want to work with me. Certain people in the industry that don't want to work with you. What industry? So if he's talking about some certain kind of industry, none of us are in that industry. So he's clearly not talking about reaching out to us. But again, like I said, if people listen to what these motherfuckers say, then you will know exactly what they mean by what they say. You sitting up there talking about you going on some anti-establishment shit, man. You talking about going on Tucker Carlson. You talking about going on Jimmy Dory. You talking about going on Mark Dice. You talking about going on what's the name of that? What's the other Joe Rogan. Those people consider themselves quote unquote anti-establishment. And when they say anti-establishment, that translates into anti-business utilized and owned by some burritos. But at the same time, you want to get your basketball company integrated into Sombrerito basketball, NBA. So we got this person over here on Twitch that says his name is Streamer. Streamer says he just made a decision as an entrepreneur. What decision was that, Streamer? Which decision did he make as an entrepreneur? Because I don't know if you're aware, but entrepreneurship means to start a business. So out of the decisions that he made, what decision created a new business for him? And what is an African American? Ice Cube's not an immigrant. He didn't immigrate from Senegal. He didn't immigrate from Nigeria. He didn't immigrate from South Africa. And what is politically correct? And what you don't get doesn't matter. People fail math class every day, and they fail it because they're not capable of understanding. We don't owe you anything if you're not capable of understanding, except for a big fat F. So go ahead, put up the answer. He made a decision as an entrepreneur. Let's start there. Did he start with a sole proprietorship or did he start with a partnership? What entrepreneurial decision did he make? Let's start there. Didn't think so. So now here it says applications from prospective sponsors around the state have gone up considerably in recent months, likely due to more awareness, but also Ukrainians who are working and beginning to thrive and filing to support their families. The 24 or so Ukrainians might not seem like many arrivals on national or statewide scales, but they will make significant differences for cities like Minot and Dickinson. So this is interesting when it comes to the Ukrainians. The Ukrainians are going to make a positive difference in their city. And I got to agree with B1 first. Ice Cube's dumbass doesn't know he's rich without them. But at the end of the day, Cube been okie dokes, just like a 60-40 contract. I agree. If you guys agree with B1 first, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. I agree 100%. The cities haven't traditionally been major resettlement hubs, but now there's a strong likelihood the workers' families will join them, adding to the economy and the schools, Triska Daly said. So now I want you guys to pay attention to this. And I want to ask you guys the question. We're talking about immigrants here. We talked about immigrants in the last articles that we read. Why is it that this article's tone is so different when talking about these Ukrainian immigrants than it is when talking about the other ones? Make it make sense. Shout out to Anton, Dwayne, and Michael. What's good with y'all? Why are they making so light of the Ukrainian immigrants? Right? The Ukrainian immigrants are going to be a positive. They're going to be a plus. We want to integrate them in society. These people are so great. They're hard workers. Can't wait to get their families here. That's interesting. That's interesting. Carlton says because they're European. If you guys agree with Carlton, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree with Carlton, give me a thumbs down. Now, what I find interesting, right, is that this is blatant favoritism, not only in media coverage, but in the situation that these people are being placed in. There's no unorganized crisis or just insanity going on with Ukrainians. They're coming in, everything is clean. They're getting right off of a boat or a plane somewhere, going right into a job. Value chain at work. Off the boat, right to work. Right? Now, my question is, why isn't there any opposition to any of that in the mainstream media? Again, no one is even talking about any of this stuff. No one is even discussing any of this. And these are some serious issues. So my question is, why isn't anybody talking about it? And I agree wholeheartedly with John. And shout out to my man Tarek. Shout out to my man Tarek. What's good with it, bro? John says Ice Cube did a Kanye, getting mad because he wants to be in certain circles. I agree. In fact, shout out to my man Tarek. Tarek says we got 82 likes so far. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Let's try to get it over 100. Also, if you guys haven't subscribed, hit that bell icon twice. Wherever you're watching from, share the stream out wherever you're watching from. Now, here goes my thing, right? Shout out to Vega. What's good with it, Vega? I'm not opposed to anybody doing business in any circles. At all. Any kind of business, right? But at the end of the day, you need to understand where your loyalties lie and always prioritize your loyalties. Just because you're doing business elsewhere does not mean that you become a complete idiot and become a complete shill. You need to understand how to maneuver strategically in a business environment. We live in a global society with a global environment. And one thing that irks me is when people say, well, we needs to only do the business by ourselves. The reason why white supremacy has so much money is because white supremacy controls all of the business, and they do business globally with everybody. But they do it strategically in a way that keeps them in power. We got to stop using the handicap pass logic on shit. Well, if we can't do something, we're just not going to do it. That's not going to work. People like Umar Johnson, 12 people should only do business over here and eliminate ourselves from the rest of the global commerce. That doesn't even make any sense. How are you going to have any technological advancement? How are you going to have any trade? How are you going to have any commerce? It doesn't make sense. It's not practical. Show me where that is practical or working anywhere in the business world. It's not. You can go to some off the grid type shit. You know what I'm saying? Go somewhere in Montana and build a little stick house with solar panels on the window. You know what I'm saying? And do eBay trades, which, okay, you're still using eBay. So people got to get past those outdated, old, nonsensical, non-technological considering talking points. That's new old nigga stuff. You know how they be talking about old niggas? We don't be talking about the new old niggas. Because every generation makes a new group of old people. I'm part of the new group of old people. Like I said, Dr. Amos Wilson, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, Neely Fuller Jr., none of those people created all of their thought in any of their books, in any of their scholarship in academia. No one created that stuff for it to sit there and collect dust. Shout out to my man MC Fact. You're right. I agree. I agree. But the reason why I use that word was to quote what has been said before. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to B1 First. B1 First says, overstand Biden and the administration behave as American history is obscure pertaining to slavery, but all the details of the 1934 war, those completely understand every detail. Facts. Facts. I agree. None of those theories and works and bodies of works in academia was created to sit there and collect dust. Until WS is destroyed, all of those things need to be expanded and expounded upon. If WS is changing every day, then how we deal with it needs to change every day. Not using an old instruction manual. Let me ask you guys a question. If you got a 2022, a 2023 Nissan Sentra, is the 1999 Nissan Sentra instruction manual going to help you start the car? Is it going to help you disarm the security system? Is it going to help you change a tire? No, it's not. And that's just what it is. That's just called the linear chronology of the life cycle. That's what it is. And people like to repeat what they're good at and bastardize what they don't understand. Like Nas said, people fear what they don't understand and hate what they can't conquer. I guess it's just the envy of man became a monster. That's real. People fear what they don't understand and they hate what they can't conquer. New technology is on the horizon. New forms of white supremacy that we have to deal with, like ShotSpotter and AI face recognition and bullet sound detection systems. Things change. And that's just reality. Shout out to Carlton Way. Carlton Way said, some may think that black empowerment isn't sexy enough. And again, like I've always said, I don't even expect people to be a fist pumper. We still haven't gone down the rabbit hole of the pro-black Talkin pipeline because that exists. I just expect people to have self-respect and not deny reality. That's literally my only expectations. That's it. A lot of the issues that we have are because people deny reality. And people have unrealistic expectations. A lot of times people are living in the short term instead of living in the long term. Know what I'm saying? Again, my critique of Ice Cube is not, well, Ice Cube needs to do this. Ice Cube needs to make a contract for Black America. I never said that. I never said that. I don't think any one of us ever said that. Right? I'm going to show you who did say that. Hold on real quick. I'm going to show you who did say that. He just made a decision as an entrepreneur. What decision would that be? The contract for Black America? Because a contract is an entrepreneurial decision. Not every African American has to act politically correct every time. I don't get why that's wrong. You clearly didn't get anything that was said in the live stream. Now, Ice Cube did make a decision as an entrepreneur, and he made a decision to draft a contract for the United States to sign to allegedly do right by Black people. Now, we know you don't think that that's politically correct. But out of everything that he's done, that's the only entrepreneurial decision that he's made that we've been talking about. So, if we feel necessary to critique his business decision that no one put a gun to his head and made him make, we reserve that right. Being that we're part of Black America and the contract is for Black America, then that means that we're shareholders and have vested interest in the terms. And that's how business works. Like I said, thought so. Do me a favor, Tarek, type that comment in again because I can't find it. Let's see, hold on real quick. Last comment on Ice Cube. Yeah, you're going to have to type it in again, bro. That's what I'm talking about right there. So when these people come in and, you know, they want to say something, hey, you say whatever you want to. I'm all about freedom of speech. I'm all about freedom of speech. But just be ready to get your head bit off of your shoulders if you ain't coming correct. You know what I'm saying? And my guy, you didn't come correct. So now here it says Bunchikov, who had jobs in mechanics and furniture sales in Ukraine, works for road contractor Baranko Brothers Incorporated. He and other new arrivals have experience in Alaska's seafood industry. Others have worked on cruise ships or held different seasonal jobs. Because of those jobs, many workers already hold, look at this. Because of those jobs, many workers already hold social security numbers and have studied English, Sanford said. So now, again, there's a pipeline as to why these particular individuals have these particular kinds of jobs. Would you guys agree? And I gotta agree, John. Many people I come to realize do not have a concept of the big picture and the different angles of things. They think so linear. Facts. I agree. I've always said this. You have to think exponentially. You have to think logarithmically. You have to think multidimensionally. You can't just think in a linear fashion. AX plus B is not going to work. You know what I'm saying? Demetrio Hyman, who said his English skills steered him towards the Bacon program, recalled sheltering with relatives in his grandmother's cellars as the war began and bombs fell on his hometown of Chernihiv. In the first months of the war, he drove people west to safety and brought canned food, medicine, and even generators to Chernihiv amid supply shortages. He told the AP he expected to work in water transportation and hopes to earn enough money to help his family to help us rebuild our country. So this guy is trying to he's working here in the United States, gonna plan on utilizing American dollars to send back to Ukraine, or either to take back to Ukraine to help build Ukraine up. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. The Bacon program aims to recruit 100 workers by the end of 2023 and 400 after 1 year. Those 400 may not all be Ukrainians. Some will drive, start in shops, or build roads, pads, and fences. Everything from up there to well site operations, Ness says. The workers will start in construction and other basic jobs starting at $20 an hour and can rise quickly. So what I want you guys to understand is that they already have a vocational career program lined up for these people. They already have career paths lined up for these people. They also can leave their jobs or the state while they're uniting for a Ukraine program, which grants humanitarian parole lasting 2 years with a goal of a longer path beyond. But that depends on the federal government, Sanford said. 4 translators help work with forms, training, and community acclimation, Sanford said. One employer has rented 8 apartments for workers. Look at this. While others are in extended stay hotels until they can find apartments. I want you guys, look at what they're doing for these Ukrainians in North Dakota. This is a very, shout out to my man Corey Green. What's good with it, bro? This is a very different look than what's going on in New York and Chicago. A very different look. Yeah, I gotta agree. If you guys agree with Lloyd Scott 9, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. And again, like I said, you're not really hearing about this in the mainstream media. They're not saying too much about it. And the question that you gotta ask is why? Why the reduced discussion? Why not talk about this? Glenn Barranco president of the contractor building paths to drilling rigs and providing environmental services in the oil field, planned to assign jobs to 5 initial workers based on their skill set. Now, here's my question. This particular company is offering this to this group of people. None of the other companies, larger companies in the United States, are doing that. My question is why? So Tarek wanted me to read this comment. Tarek says, I personally think Ice Cube had good intentions, but gave up or surrendered because of all the resistance he was getting since his contract with Black America. He just said, F this and F all of y'all. Well, if he gave up, he lost. I mean, that's what it is. If that's the case, then bro, you lost. You got beat. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, like I said, I would never really have been real impressed with what Ice Cube is talking about. You know what I'm saying? Ice Cube he talks a good game. He's one of those kind of people that people are susceptible to falling for. And everybody fell for him. You know what I'm saying? My question would be, why would he say F this and F all? What did we do? F all of us? Those of us who did what? Supported him? Defended him? You gonna go kamikaze on the people that helped you out and then go to the people that tried to hurt you? Ain't no good intentions in that, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. Ain't no good intentions in that to me. You know what I'm saying? That's first of all, you lost. You know what I'm saying? If you surrendered because you are not strategic enough to come up with a way to do what it is that you want to on your own, that's just on you. And then if you take that failure and lash out at everybody else or ignore everybody else because you have an issue, that's just on you too. I'm sorry, but Ice Cube don't get any grace from me on that. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I never really said anything because I understand how people are. You say the wrong thing. You criticize the wrong person. Everybody's in an uproar. And everybody's in an uproar because people aren't able to be honest with themselves. Like I said, everybody be talking about how they don't fall for symbolism and stuff like that. But everybody stay falling for symbolism. Now, here go my question. Why didn't Ice Cube bring any of the people that helped him write the contract for Black America onto any of those podcasts? Probably because he didn't mention the contract for Black America on any of those podcasts. Yeah, facts, Tarek. Don't give him any. Do not give him any. Now, here goes my thing, MC Fact. Like, I'm not the person that sit there and be like, this person is just defective. This person is damaged, right? Because like I said, everybody has issues dealing with living in this system. You know what I'm saying? There's like all these people online, all these people on YouTube, all these alleged Black people experts. Ain't nobody no expert at being no Black person in the United States. The whole purpose of how the United States manufactured everything that we have to this day is to attempt to try to keep people confused. So there's people with different levels of confusion, right? But nobody is fully not confused. So, you know, some people might be at a higher level of evolution than other people. You know what I'm saying? My thing is this. I don't understand starting and stopping a project. I don't get it. I don't understand why utilize all of those resources to create the contract for Black America. You take it to all of these places, right? And then you don't go any further with it. And then you get on these large media outlets and you don't talk about it at all. I watched the whole interview with him and Bill Mayer. He didn't bring up the contract for Black America once. I didn't watch the whole interview with him and Tucker Carlson, so I'm not sure if he brought it up at all then. But my question is, how much faith does Ice Cube actually have in his contract for Black America? And the reason why I say that is because Ice Cube, his words, not mine, told Tucker Carlson that race is not important. Race is overemphasized, right? Now, nobody had any issues with race being overemphasized when white people were benefiting from anti-Black racism in more of a capacity than they are today. Nobody said that. Everybody was all about it. You know what I'm saying? Now we still trying to get justice from those times that we haven't gotten, and people got an issue because it makes people feel bad. Now, my thing is, after sitting in front of Tucker Carlson and saying that race doesn't matter, how lucky are you that Tucker Carlson didn't say, well, then why not make a contract for all of America instead of making one for just Black America? Surely you can't be serious when you say that race doesn't matter if you came up with a contract just for Black people. You know how lucky he is that Tucker Carlson didn't hammer him on that shit? Because that's exactly what I would have said. I'd have stuffed that question right down his throat if I was Tucker Carlson. Yeah, facts, Torian. Exactly. Facts. I'd have stuffed that question so far down his throat. And then I would have stayed on it to the end of the interview if I was Tucker Carlson. But he didn't. And who knows why he didn't. Because it was out there. It was easy. Tucker Carlson is an experienced interviewer. So I'm sure he picked up on that, which is probably the reason why he asked him. But I don't think he wanted to make the interview hostile, because I think that could have turned the interview hostile. So when he got the answer to that, everybody else can draw their own conclusion. Everybody knows what Tucker Carlson was doing. Anytime you're not Black and you try to constantly pressure a Black person who you know has been the victim of racial abuse and attacks in the United States to try to say something about race doesn't have anything to do with anything, that's a passive aggressive form of buck breaking. And Ice Cube, if you listen to his music, but Ice Cube is he was a fist pumper. He used to hang around with the Nation of Islam and all of that, talking that good Yaqub gossip. You know what I'm saying? Don't eat the ham, don't eat the bacon. Okay, bro. Show me how to be Black. That's what you got right there. It's not about race. Just like the Tulsa race riot, I guess. No? Just like slavery and shit. Wasn't about race. Now here go my question: who put a gun to Ice Cube's head and made him answer like that? We're not good enough to make Ice Cube rich. I want y'all to understand that these people don't deserve our money. We need to start coming up with new hashtags like "Say sorry, you'll be sorry." Jamie Foxx, I don't care if you just got off the deathbed. Say sorry, you'll be sorry. Tired of these people out here making people look weak. These celebrities are one of the reasons why people always want to try to come messing with us, and then we end up having to river dock them. I blame the celebrities for those people wanting to test that security guard. The celebrities are the ones that give everybody the impression that black people are weak and that we won't whoop your fucking ass. Celebrities are always bowing down. Beyonce bowed down when she used the word spaz. Same with Lizzo. Bowed down. Just like Ice Cube. Ice Cube made the song about bowing down, so he definitely knows about bowing down. Homeboy made the song called Bow Down, and he sure as hell did. LeBron James apologizing. I'm sorry. Say sorry, be sorry. You know how white people got go woke, go broke? We need to start letting these cats know. Say sorry, you're going to be sorry. They don't want our money, so they shouldn't have it anyway. Our money ain't good enough for Ice Cube. If Tariq Nasheed and Jason Black can do crowdfunding and get enough money in the crowdfunding to do the things that they want to do, like create documentaries and build museums and make more documentaries, why can't a celebrity like Ice Cube, who has a far larger reach than those people, do a crowdfunding to organize his basketball league? Because he don't want our money. That's why. Not only is it a sign of class how much money you have, but it's also a sign of class who you get your money from. He don't want the money from us. It's dirty money. These black celebrities look at our money like dirty money. These are clowns. They measure their metric of how successful and how good they are by how many white people buy their albums and how many white people go see them and how many white crossover celebrities do a song with them. They don't have no pride in themselves. Now, again, I'm not sitting up here saying you can't do a video or a mute or a song or some shit with a white person. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that when you gauge your own success based on how other people validate you, you have a mental issue. And you definitely don't need to be representing anybody. Say sorry, be sorry. That's how it should be from here on out. Say sorry, you're going to be sorry. I'm tired of these celebrities, athletes. Yeah, it is. Shout out to Torian. It is. It's a new form of Stockholm syndrome. If you guys agree with Torian, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. I agree. It is. You see it in practice every day. And shout out to Val for hitting that Nightbot. Appreciate it. So now here it says the labor shortage led his company to hire a full-time recruiter, but there's still a need, said Baranko, whose great-grandfather came to the area from Ukraine. So now we understand everything. The owner of this oil field is Ukrainian. Value chain Value chain, value chain. Now you see how long it took them to get down. It's just like somebody just doing a good deed for these people, and you know everybody should do good deeds like this for these people. Now, as we get to the bottom of the paragraph, we find out that the guy who owns this oil mine is Ukrainian. His grandfather came to the area from Ukraine. So now we're setting up a value system. What did I tell you about the value chains? The value chains first family. Second, ethnicity. Third, friends. Fourth, applicant picks. Most of the times when we are working at a company, we are applicant picks. So if you look on that hierarchy of the value chain, we're not part of the family. We're not part of the friends. We're not part of the ethnicity. We're applicant picks. Applicant picks are always the first to go. Applicant picks are the most expendable. If we have a ship and that ship is going down, applicant picks are going overboard first. Would you guys agree? That right there is one of the reasons why we need to start building our own value chains. Value chains are imperative to survival. Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to everybody that's watching. We got 56 people watching and we got 96 likes. If everybody could smash that like button and get us over 100 likes, that'd be great. So now here it says, at a recent lunch for several workers hosted by the Ukrainian Cultural Institute in Dickinson, the new arrivals crowded around a map to point out their hometowns. The cooks laid out dishes of rice rolls, beet bread, deviled eggs, and filled dumplings called pierogies. So they have a whole cultural welcoming and warming going on. They're having the cultural foods, and we're going to celebrate our culture. Value chain, guys. Value chainment. That's what's going on right here, is value chainment. The Institute preserves the area's Ukrainian heritage and has raised more than $10,000 for humanitarian aid since the war began in February of 2022. Institute Executive Director Kate Kessel said. So now let me ask you guys a question. There's nobody going around and saying that, well, this is race-based. Well, no, it's not race-based because you're talking about Ukrainians. Okay, well, when we talk about FBA, that's not race-based because we're talking about a lineage. Ukraine is a culture. It's an ethnicity. It's a kind of European. Black Torian said, Black Light Revelations, what kind of chain would you have called that what occurred in Alabama? Man, I don't even know what kind of chain I would call that. Shit, I would call that breaking the chains. AV Promotion said, new movie title, don't get the dog shit slapped out of you on your dinghy while listening to Try That in a Small Town on the dock in Alabama. Hey, starring Sean and Marlon Wayans. Starring Sean and Marlon Wayans in Whiteface. You know what I'm saying? Now this says mannequins wearing traditional garb displayed decorated eggs, and a Ukrainian library filled the institute space. A large banner bearing "Peace to Ukraine" stood over the people eating lunch at the tables. So what I want you guys look like, the American Ukrainian individual, the Ukrainian American individual who is a descendant of a Ukrainian immigrant who owns this oil field, is creating a value chain to employ Ukrainian refugees. So what I want you guys to understand is that as people come to the United States and start building these exclusive value chains, it's going to lock more black people out of work unless we start creating our own value chains to lock other people out of work. I've been telling people this, man. Paycheck slavery is not the way. Applicant slavery is not the way. You got to build your own jobs and you got to preserve them. Celebrities understand this, and all of those celebrities that talk all of this kind of nonsense don't do any of this. Now, shout out to my man Terrence. Terrence said they pulled off all the stops for the Ukrainians. Now, here's the question. Why? They pulled off all the stops for the Ukrainians because the people that own this business and the people that created that program are Ukrainian. Value chain. All businesses operate like this, but this is the unspoken part of business that's not taught. This is the part of business that you're supposed to learn as part of your family values. But because in the United States, it's become a family value and a culture to say, well, I'm going to get a job instead of I'm going to get a business. You never learn about this kind of stuff through experience. And in most cases, if your parents are working for a company, they're not even going to understand any of this because they think that it's normal to work for a company, and it's not. It's normal to do business amongst yourself and charge outsiders for your product. Listen, man, everybody always talks about back in the day, like all of those ancient civilizations, when the travelers, the nomads, all these different people roam through all of these old ancient areas. What did they do? They brought samples of their products and they traded. Things were known. Things were known for being in certain regions, which meant that the people bought and produced themselves and traded it with the people that came through traveling. It's always been like this. This is not a new phenomenon. A lot of people's last names, those white people, a lot of their last names are based on what they did as a profession. Miner, blacksmith, porter, fisher, workman, and it's like that across many different cultures. A career, a trade, a business, economy, a value chain. It's supposed to be something that starts with the family. Hunter, yeah. Taylor, facts. Boatman. If they can keep you out of the economy and never give you exposure, or you're never able to obtain exposure as to how it works, it's going to be difficult for you to be able to monopolize on how it works. The first apprenticeship type systems were father and son, cook. Yeah, exactly. Facts. Hurricane IQ. Fryer. You know what I'm saying? So, farmer, baker, facts. Exactly. You guys get the idea. So, the thing here is that these are slick ways of being able to ethnically be exclusive with who gets hired versus who doesn't. Tim said, damn, my family's name is Cotton. I mean, it might be because, you know, there was some cotton sales involved. You could have had a cotton farm. Sometimes people known by the product that they used to have, like rice. You know what I'm saying? The last name of Rice. You know what I mean? So now here it says Ivan Sakovisky, who works for Barranco, said he looks forward to opportunities for promotion, such as driving heavy equipment and gaining new experience, though he doesn't plan to live long-term in the U.S. Sakovisky said he would like to return for work after visiting loved ones in his home country. My heart and soul are in Ukraine. It's my friends, the Odessa native said. It's my family. So again, they're taking it back to friends and taking it back to family, which is what I'm saying. And because you got friends and because you got a family that set up a value chain at an oil field in North Dakota, you don't have to scramble and deal with the immigration chaos that other immigrants have to deal with and stuff that we got to deal with. Which again, if you ask me, this is just more evidence and more proof of how value chains can help to change the course of things for us. Because if we had things like this in place, we would be able to employ ourselves.